You know, when I was young, I worried all the time. I worried about getting a job. I worried about my English. I worried about whether I'd succeed. But the funny thing is, most of the things I worried about never happened. Today I want to tell you, don't worry about the future. Worrying doesn't move you forward. Action does. When I was younger, I used to ask successful people, what do you think the future will look like? Everyone had different answers. Some said technology would change everything. Some said the economy would crash. Some just said, who knows? That's when I realized something important. The future isn't something you wait for, it is something you build. Look. In 1999, very few people in China believed the internet had any future. Banks didn't believe it. Investors didn't believe it. Even my friends didn't believe it. They said, Jack, you don't know anything about technology. They were right. I am not a coder. I am not a tech guy, but I said, I may not know the future, but I can build something today that helps people. Maybe that becomes the future. Everyone wants to predict what is coming next. They're always asking, will AI take our jobs? Will the economy collapse? Will I be successful in 10 years? Will let me tell you? No one can predict these things. Even the smartest people make wrong predictions, but one thing is always true. Those who build shape the world. Not those who guess. Not those who wait. Those who act. Do you know what is more powerful than prediction? Creation. You don't need to know everything about the next 10 years. You just need to take action in the next 10 minutes. If you read a book, start a small project, help someone, learn something new, TQ already shaping your future. It is like a road. You won't see the full journey ahead, but if you take the first step, the next step will appear. And then the next. And the next. So stop sitting around waiting for the perfect idea, the perfect time, the perfect plan. The future doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to show up. Think of any successful person you admire, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jack Ma, anyone. They didn't just guess the future correctly. They worked to build the future they believed in. They tried, failed, learned, and tried again. So, my friend, remember this. The future is not something given to the lucky. It is something earned by the bold, and the bold don't wait. They start. You don't need a crystal ball. You need courage. You need action. And you need belief, not in the future, but in yourself, because when you build with purpose today, the future becomes the result of your effort, not your fear in life. Many people want results, but very few want to wait. They want success now, money now, recognition now, but the truth is simple. Nothing meaningful happens overnight. Let me tell you a story. When we started Alibaba, we had nothing. No money, no experience, no powerful connections. But what we had was belief, and we were ready to work, day and night. We sat in my apartment, just a few friends and a lot of hope. 4 years, we didn't make a profit. People thought we were crazy. Investors laughed at us, but we were not chasing quick rewards. We were planting seeds. Now, imagine a farmer. He wakes up, works hard in the field, and plants his crops, but he doesn't wake up the next morning and say, where is my fruit? Where is my rice? Why hasn't it grown yet? No, he waits. He waters. He protects. He stays patient because he knows. If you plant the right seed and take care of it, harvest will come. That is how success works too. When you read a book today, you might not feel smarter tomorrow. When you start a small business, you might not see profit in the first year. When you practice a new skill, you might fail again and again at first. But don't be discouraged. Because behind the scenes, something is growing. Something is changing in you. Every step you take, every effort you make is a seed. And guess what? Some seeds grow fast, some take years, but all of them require your patience, your consistency, and your faith. I always say, today is difficult, tomorrow is worse, but the day after tomorrow is beautiful. Most people give up before the day after tomorrow comes. You can't rush the seasons. If you try to harvest too soon, you get nothing. But if you wait with discipline, your results will come, stronger than you imagined. So if you feel frustrated right now, if you feel like you're working hard but seeing no results, please understand this. You're not failing. You're planting. Keep going. Keep nurturing your dream. Your future is already growing, even if you can't see it yet. Just like the seed underground, doesn't he shout, "Look at me. I am becoming a tree." It grows quietly, and one day, it becomes something that everyone can see. That is what will happen to you. If you plant today, you will harvest tomorrow. We've met thousands of young people around the world. Some come from rich families. Some come from poor villages. Some studied at famous universities. Others didn't even finish school. But one thing I've learned over the years, it is not where you come from that determines your future. It is where your mind is going. Let me be honest with you. I failed many exams. I was rejected from jobs. Even KFC didn't want me. I didn't have any powerful relatives, no investors waiting to fund me, and no one really believed I could build something big. But you know what I had? A belief that I could try, a mindset that said, even if I don't have much, I can learn, I can grow. I can serve. Your attitude is more powerful than your CV. It is more powerful than your education. It is more powerful than your failures. Because your attitude decides how you respond to rejection. Your attitude decides how you deal with problems. And your attitude decides whether you stand up again after life knocks you down. Movie people think success is about being lucky, focused, humble, and hungry. Even a small opportunity can become your big break. I've seen poor people who became rich, not because of money, but because of their mindset. I've seen smart people fail because they were too proud to adapt or too afraid to take risks. So don't look at your background and say, I am not good enough. I didn't go to a top school. I don't have resources, because those are not walls. They are excuses. I always tell young people, if you have the right attitude, your background becomes your story, not your limit. A strong attitude means you're willing to learn. You're not afraid to start small. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You move with what you have. Exactly. I started Alibaba with 17 friends in my apartment. No money, no tech skills, no fancy office, but we had an attitude. Let us help small businesses. Let us try something big. Let us never give up. That attitude changed our lives. So remember, you cannot choose where you're born. You cannot change the past, but you can always control how you think, how you act, and how you dream. And if your attitude is strong, optimistic, and determined, there is no background that can stop your future. One of the biggest problems I see in young people today is this. They want success fast. They want everything now. Money, fame, career, happiness, like a Tesla delivery order. But life doesn't work like that. Life is not a 100-meter sprint. It is a marathon. It takes time, endurance, and patience. When I started Alibaba, people thought we would fail. And for the first 3 years, we didn't make a single dollar of profit. We worked day and night, but nothing came easily. There were no shortcuts, no fast wins, only hard days, long nights, and the belief that someday it would all be worth it intraday as world. Patience is becoming rare. People want to become millionaires by 25. They start something new, and if it doesn't go viral in 1 month, they quit. But let me ask you, if you plant a tree today, can you sit under its shade tomorrow? Of course not. You have to water it, care for it, wait through seasons of rain, wind, even drought, and only after years it becomes strong enough to give fruits and shelter. Success is no different. Even the most successful people you admire, whether it's Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, or anyone else, they didn't succeed in a weekend. They spent years failing, building, learning, and adapting. Why do people give up? Because they treat success like a race. They keep looking left and right to see who's ahead. And when someone else moves faster, they panic and stop running. But I want to tell you this, life is not a race against others. It is a journey with yourself. It is not about how fast you go. It is about how consistent you are. It is about whether you can keep going when no one is clapping, when no one believes in you, when the results are invisible. And if you can do that, if you can stay patient while you work, learn, and grow, you will build something real. Something that lasts. Too many people are chasing speed, but speed without direction is dangerous. You might run fast, but in the wrong direction, what really matters is progress, not pace. So don't rush your journey. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Take your time to learn, to fail, to improve. Because in the end, the most valuable things in life, trust, mastery, wisdom, impact, they all take time. And if you are patient enough to stay in the game, while others give up, you will win. Not just quickly, but permanently. Success doesn't come to those who run fast. It comes to those who keep walking, even when the road gets hard. So remember, be patient, stay focused, trust your path, because life is not a 100-meter race. It is a journey worth walking with your head up and your heart strong. Maybe people ask me, Jack, how do you predict the next big thing? Is it AI? Blockchain? Green energy? What is the secret? And I always say, you don't need to be a genius to predict the future. You just need to look at the problems people are facing and serve them. That's the real secret. You see, the world will always change. Technology, politics, economy, everything keeps moving, but one thing never changes. People need help. People have problems. And those who serve build the future. When we started Alibaba, we didn't have a grand vision about the future of e-commerce. We just knew that small businesses in China were struggling. They had great products, but no access to customers. So we thought, how can we help them grow? How can we connect them to the world? We didn't predict e-commerce, we served a need. And that need became a movement. Every successful company in history did the same. Think about it. Facebook connected people. Glog organized information. Amazon made shopping easier. Apple gave people tools they love to use. They didn't start by asking, how can we be rich? They started by asking, how can we make life better for others? Because when you serve people well, they trust you. When you solve real problems, people remember you. And when you make life easier, the world rewards you with loyalty, with success, and with growth. Young people today worry so much. What industry should I choose? What skills should I learn? What if I fall behind? What if I fall behind? What if I fall behind? Help real people. Do it with all your heart. That is how you build something valuable. And don't think you need to be rich to serve. You can start small. If you teach someone a skill, you are serving, gesting. If you build a tool that saves time, you are serving, gesting. If you create something that makes others smile, you are serving. Some people wait for the perfect idea, the $1,000,000 startup plan. But service doesn't wait for permission, it starts now. Right where you are. I always tell my team, if you help 10 people, you have a job. If you help 1,000 people, you have a business. If you help 1,000,000 people, you create a future. So instead of asking, what is coming next? Ask, whom can I help today? Because when you help others grow, your future grows with them. And here's the beautiful part. When you live a life that is focused on service, you don't need to chase the future. The future will come looking for you. So don't you worry too much. The future is not a monster, ticket as a mirror. It reflects what you do today. Focus on learning, focus on growing, focus on helping, and I promise you,